Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. It's 12:30 on Friday. I'm about to host a live session. Hope you guys will all be in attendance for, or by the time you listen to this, hopefully you will have attended. We have, like I said, not much left to do in this elective here, this journalism elective. First off, I want to say, like, you guys did a lot of the nitty gritty hard work in this class, but didn't get to do a lot of the fun work, the reporting, the original stuff, which is why the last two assignments are going to be the original reports. Pretty much any topic of your choosing, just run it by me. So I know you're not going off in a direction that might lead to nowhere or not lead to success. But we've only got a couple weeks left of school here. And as I discussed, this was assigned Exploratory Report number 2, Distance Learning Edition, was assigned a couple weeks ago. It looks like a few of you have already turned it in. It says late. Don't worry. I need to change the submission date because, I had it as May 22nd. But like I said, I'll take it till June 1 for on time. I'll update that afterwards so you can disregard Schoology late. You're not late in my book. So, I did want to get this to you today just so you can get a good sample. And those of you who turned it in, if after viewing this you want to say, hey, Mr. H, can I resubmit? 100% yes, you can resubmit. So we've been over all this stuff before, so I'm not going to do it again. I'm just going to say this is really where the bulk of your actual work is. This is not an easy piece, or I should say, this is the bulk of your work. You've already pitched, you've already decided on your topic. Now it's time to read closely a handful of articles at least. If you have 20 articles, I don't expect you to read them all, but to get a good sense of the scope of the full story, you're going to need to read 5, 7 of those articles and open them all, just because you never know. Some of them are really great infographics and things like that you could include in your story for images. Okay, so you're going to research, then you're going to pull all your ideas together and write, and you're going to prepare a Google Slides presentation. As I said, I call these reports, but I know a lot of times people think like a book report or an essay, because at the end of the day, I'm an English teacher that most of you know. But again, we're talking articles here. So I wanted to kind of give you a little look at what some of these look like when they're submitted. Let's take a look here. So I pulled a couple over, and these are what I would consider like nicely done exploratory reports. In fact, I'm just gonna show you one because it's just want to make the point about what it should look like at the end. I might pull up another one. We'll see. So this is a student from first quarter. They did very well in the class, or first semester. They did very well in the class, and they did very well on this assignment. That's why I'm using it as a model. So here we go. I'm not going to be critical of this student, all right? But I'm going to use this as a reminder, and all my students from the first semester were warned that they'd likely be used as examples. So little things we can tweak to kind of improve things. Let's capitalize where it should be. This student picked a very difficult topic. There was a lot of articles here, and it was not an easy read by any means. So little things here that I noticed that I would be critical of. Now, again, she got a very high score here. So the things I'm going to nitpick are very much nitpicking. Is we want to lay it out a little more journalistically. So maybe have your lead. She has just a few sentences here, which is fine, but I might have even kept it shorter. Maybe just had that as my lead. Another little thing I would have possibly done, you could do, is if you were to indent there and see, just by doing that, guys, just by finding the spots where you can break up these chunky paragraphs, it makes it feel much more like the way a news article is laid out. I'm going to reset everything because I don't want to mess with her stuff. This is embedded to her website, but this image maybe can go like right in here, right? So right off the bat, you get your lead, and you get, she also could have thrown a deck underneath. You have your headline and then the few words beneath the headline to give a little more detail. Consider that kind of thing. All right. So I'm going to put her stuff back the way it was because, like I said, it's on her website and I don't want to change it on her. But those are the little things I'd have done, is maybe put the image right there, because that's going to get your attention. But when you first open the document, you're hit with these 2 big blocks of text. Now, everything here is accurate and thorough. So, again, for formatting purposes, you're going to get a couple points max taken off, and that's really all she got because her information was spot on. So as we continue to scroll down, we see basically little captions for the images. That's all. She also right here credits all the photos. So down here, if you don't have a sentence in there explaining where all your photos came from, you would just say, photo by, where is it? I'm not going to attempt that name. I was about to, but no. You get the point. Photo by, photo credit is what you would say. But yeah, just a little caption, So little things, we can clean it up like that. Going on here, we see quotes. Little punctuation at the end goes inside. Okay. Little things like that. But again, she's really these are just some small formatting things. But she has quotes from a few different articles, and she has a few different images representing that are linked to the things she's talking about. Okay. And then here's where I think she starts to do a nicer job of breaking up these chunky paragraphs with short quotes, that kind of thing. And again, here, the AP investigation states, the AP investigation also claims. So in other words, it doesn't say said John Smith because she's getting it here. Okay. She's putting that on the front end. All right. So this is what I mean by try to have fun in laying it out like what you think a newspaper article would look like. Now I can give you a glimpse. I want to make sure I look at the right one here of, let's see, yeah, down she goes to show a little bit more of the trauma. And again, that's why I said, guys, some of what you're going to investigate in this class is going to be harsh. Children as young as 10 fight, die, and kill in Yemen's war. Okay. And an image of that child soldier. So this was a very in-depth, detailed report on a very difficult issue. Her information was spot on. She cited multiple articles. I was left with, a sense of concern about what's going on over there, but it felt like a complete story from beginning to end. It didn't feel like there were holes in it. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. We'll be here for an hour if I really wanted to talk you through the whole thing. But yeah, just when you get a paragraph, guys, to this size, and find your spots where you can break it up, and keep it a little more digestible, because if we go, just like we have done in the past, to any news article, you're generally going to find information broken up into digestible pieces. You're not likely to see what I'm saying, guys. You're not likely to find these long chunk paragraphs. And if you see they start, in this case, we don't need to watch, but here's your nice big bold headline off the bat. And here's an image right here, guys. And then this would be her lead. Or is it her? No, Carlos, his lead. All right. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz called on Friday for an end to the violent protest that rocked Minneapolis following the death of an unarmed black man in police custody. And he said he expected swift justice for the police officer involved. One sentence, guys. It gives us the who, the what, the where, and the why. Okay? It's all in there. And the when. Friday. So, obviously you're not going to end up with a Reuters looking website, but remember the digestible pieces. And this is the whole story, guys. They have a couple quotes, and that's it. So not all for your exploratory report is going to be longer than that. You have 700 to 900 words to work with, and I expect you to at least hit 700. A couple people have already asked about going over the 900 mark, and that's fine. So let me give you a little look here at this. Yeah. So for her story, this student, for their story on the war in Yemen, they accompany it with the slides. What should your slides look like? Here you go. Once again, done very well here. The war in Yemen, a dying country. Pick some of the images from her report. What are the causes? Boom, 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 boom. 5 quick facts. Simple as that. 2 more images. You never want to have a slide that is just That's just words, in my opinion, because again, you want to have somebody's attention. Also, in all honesty, if you were to stand in front of a room and present this, just think logically, guys. Like, people might read along as you read this, but then once they read it, they're going to be staring at you, right? Well, maybe they'll stare at you a little less if they have some captivating images to look at. Okay. So as much as they are providing context, visual context, they're also taking a little bit of the heat off of you when you stand in front of the room and present. You won't have to do that in this case because we're out of school, but that's the type of thing you want to think about. So same thing goes here. Couple images, and she's sticking with the 5 bullet points. All right. A little bit more. We've got a quote here, a few more images, a few more bullet points, a few statistics. All right. Moving along. Mothers and children dying. You put that on the headline, and that's kind of, or the title of the slide, that's kind of going to get attention. 2.9 million children and women malnourished, and around 500,000 children are just on the cusp, meaning not doing so well, living in poverty. Mothers starve themselves just to keep their kids alive, things like that. These are things from the stories that are going to be interesting. Another quote leading, I like that she's chosen to lead a few of the slides here with quotes, and then some more statistics to back it up. And that's it, guys. That's her 5 slides. And she gets a good amount done there. Or maybe she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She had 6 slides. One of them is really just the title slide, though. So she did really well on this assignment. If you're looking to do really well on this assignment, try to visually have it look like this. And again, even here, she did really well. There's room for improvement in the layout and formatting. And also, don't be shy, guys. Like, right? Why not? Okay. Again, it's on her site, so I don't want it to change. But give yourself a byline. That's what this is. You're writing a report, and it's going to be would be on your page. So that's that. That's all I wanted to show you today, is what a good written report looks like and what a good slideshow looks like for these. I believe I've showed you earlier in the year, but I wanted to give you a reminder as you touch these things up over the weekend. So we're going to have this meeting in about 20 minutes. I'm probably going to schedule another one for Monday or Tuesday to get people going on the original reports, because I do want at least 2 original reports from everyone. They don't take long to do. Realistically, guys, the hardest part for some of you, for most of you, is going to be picking a topic. Once you commit to a topic, you're just doing a little research online, maybe making a phone call or 2, pulling quotes from articles that have already been written, things like that. And then you're kind of just organizing your thoughts and information and presenting it nicely. So there you go for that. That's your exploratory report. And what I was saying earlier, with you guys having done most of the hard work in this class in terms of reading a few of the chapters early on and these exploratory reports, but not the original reports, is I really hope you guys sign up. You're going to pass the class, right? If you're not, the only way you're not passing this class is if you're not turning anything in at this point. Most of what you guys have been turning in has been very nice. So if you pass the class, I hope you'll sign up to take Journalism 2, which will be available starting in September. Can take it September or in the spring. And what I can tell you about that is there will be some kids taking Journalism 1 in there and some kids taking Journalism 2 in there. In the same period, you guys will just be working on different things. So a lot of the legwork you've already done, but you didn't get the payoff of doing a lot of the fun, creative work. If it can work in your schedule, I'm not sure what period it will be next year, but try to sign up. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I am about to make another little walkthrough of how to set up a Google site. And I have a few of them pulled up from the students last semester here, because a couple people have reached out about that, and it's really like a great takeaway from the class. So I'm going to set up a little walkthrough on how to set up a Google site now. Again, I don't know that it's necessary for me to mandate that under these circumstances, but I would like for you to give it a try. I'm going to encourage you to give it a try. So, we'll be in touch soon.